Hi, today I'm having a little cappuccino with you with my beautiful mug that's based on one of my drawings. I thought I'll talk a little bit about how I'm using my creativity, both just for enjoyment, but also for getting through stuff or processing things. At the moment, I'm working with a therapist who, amongst nervous system regulation, is also doing IFS, internal family systems, that is based on the idea that we have different parts. And so we were working with two parts, one that I called Lola, that's the people-pleasing part, and then another part that I called Mr. Groll, that is more a little bit very angry with all the other parts, internal parts. And so my therapist asked me to, not asked me, but suggested that I could paint them while working with them. We put them into beautiful places, and so that is something that I'm doing mainly for myself, and that, I wouldn't put, I show it to you now, but I wouldn't put it up on Fine Art America, for example. So here's the first one. That's Lola, that is allowed to relax now. And that's, I called it Fuhur, that's a dragon that's protecting her so that she can relax and doesn't have to people please so much anymore. And so I'm checking in with those parts every day, and I will hopefully maybe today or tomorrow do another drawing, because Lola loves playing with dolphins, so I might do another one with dolphins. And so the next one is Mr. Groll. And so he's having a barbecue and this is what it looks like now. But also he has changed in the meantime. He doesn't really like to be called Mr. Groll anymore. He'd rather be called, what did he say to me? Oh, Cowboy, Mr. Cowboy, Dave Cowboy. So I might be also doing another one for him, because I kind of had to think of, that was in the 80s, Marlboro country. The cowboys with the horses and stuff, so I might put him there with a cowboy hat. And so I think it can be a lot of fun using your own imagination and creativity for working on certain things. And so this is my book, and that's where it goes into. And I really don't care so much about how it turns out. I mean, I never care so much about that, because I think for me in general, when I create, it's about the process. But at the same time, I feel it's also not a good, or we are doing ourselves a disservice if we are only using art to heal something or creativity. And I remember when I was doing, for example, my acting training, that our director Ron always, when we came to him, because we did a lot, that's where I learned my approach to creation based on our instinct. That's what we learned there, yes, and to create into the unknown and improvise. And we often went to him and said, so what does it mean? What does it mean? And he brought it back for us and said, this is about creating a good piece. And that's what it is about, and in a way that was freeing, you know, not having to worry about going into analyzation mode, what it could mean to us. So I think if we use creativity or journaling or whatever it is to somehow, you know, get to know some lost parts or to heal, that's great. But we also, I think, need to do things just for our own enjoyment and just for fun. And so I quickly share with you my latest drawing. It started off with, it started off with this figure, and then I think one of the last things were this here. Yeah, here we go. Were this here at the side, and so for me it's a step-by-step process. I really don't have a clue what I'm doing. I just start with drawing. It's an improvisation on paper, and I very often I draw for a while, maybe for an hour or something, and then I really put it to the side, and often then run around throughout my day with ideas which I might implement or not, because then I have the drawing in front of me and I just do what I feel feels right. And I love this kind of creating, because I kind of get to go on a journey, and it surprises me each time what appears, who appears, you know, these weird creatures, and what comes up next. And I think for me, the apart from I love working with colors, it just makes me feel good and relieves some of the heaviness. And I love being surprised by what appears, you know, and most of the time when I'm doing the drawings just for my enjoyment, although I do put them up later on, most of them on fineartamerica.com, but it's really like I sit there and smile to myself. So it's just fun to do, and I'm going on this journey where I feel like at some stages in my creation I got myself into a pickle, and I have to, because this way I'm doing it, you can't, you know, paint over it, you can't correct anything. So if I in my composition got myself into a pickle, I kind of need to find a solution. And so it's fun to find the solution, for example, and then I finish. But for example, with this one here, I felt like I need to have something behind this, a little bit, something darker to have the green more stand out, and I didn't know how to solve it. And I came up with a washing line that's the wrong way around, and with the trousers hanging like this. And so, like it or not, but I'm having fun with it. And so I think both, to conclude, I think both has its place. Yes? Using it for yourself to process things, I think that's beautiful. And then using it to, you know, enjoy yourself and still working on a composition at the same time. You know, that's what I've been taught. Follow your instinct, but also think of the composition and what it would, how it all fits together in the end. And that's what it is about for me. So I personally enjoy both, and yes, here's to more creation and to showing up. Have the courage to show up with your art, with your process, and where you're at. Until the next time. This was Anja Kersten, working with hiding artists and creative entrepreneurs. Bye-bye.